everyone, I am Tara and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel, Spirit Mother Teachings of Going Within. Today I'm actually I'm going to talk about unity during the holiday season. Okay. I chose this topic because there's a lot of stuff that happens this time of year. People have different beliefs systems. They celebrate Christmas differently, and they call it different things, what have you. Okay. The reason why I chose this topic is because it's like people celebrate Christmas, but they don't know what they're actually celebrating, because Christmas is supposed to be a time of unity, coming together, what have you. Okay. And a lot of time right now, that's not always what happens. I know I've had different conversations with people, and it really it really irritated me, and I wanted to talk about that today, because people misconstrue it. They celebrate it, but like I said, you're not celebrating what it actually is. If you're celebrating what it actually is, then it shouldn't matter how someone else celebrates it, and people shouldn't be saying, well, people come into our country and expect us to no. These different religions have always been in our country. Right now, there's just so much controversy that everything is changing to get some people irritated. And it's not the people doing it, it's the systems. And we're pointing fingers at other people who are coming into the country. But those people are coming into the country and they still believe it. They believe the same way. But we're pointing fingers and we're blaming those people because the system is changing something for one reason or another. And it has everybody fighting. Before I get started, I'm going to read from my cards and see what they have to tell us today before I get into this. And they said that I told you, I talk about hard topics because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing and seeing and witnessing, and it's like, what the heck? They said I celebrate Christmas. I love Christmas because to me it's about the imagination. Like, he had imagination. He brought magic into the world to show everyone the magic. It's a celebration. I even had somebody, because I posted something today on my Facebook, and they were like, oh, you'll get declined, because you mentioned God. Buzz off, all of you. This says, let me see something tomorrow which I never saw before. Okay, so it's like opening your eyes and seeing something that you haven't seen before, understanding something that you never opened your mind to before. This is the time when it's about putting aside differences. It doesn't matter how somebody celebrates something. And they say about people think you're not supposed to say Merry Christmas or what have you. It's supposed to be Happy Holidays. Say what you want. People should not be getting offended. no matter what you say. That's the problem. Like, if you're being ignorant and belligerent to someone, yes, somebody should say something to you. But if you're saying Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, what have you, that's the way they celebrate. And personally, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and everybody can have a difference of opinion. That's okay, because this person, when they comment and said about God, well, they said about they're trying to eliminate Christianity. Stop doing that. It's not about eliminating something. It's you are putting yourself in a category. God don't care what religion you go by, whether you want to think that or not. If you're at the trueness of it, then leave religion out of it. Because that's the problem. And I don't care if people don't like me for what I'm saying right now. The holiday season, Christmas, what have you, Hanukkah, anything, it's to bring people together, and everybody lost that meaning somewhere along the way. And they just think it's about the trees and the gifts and what have you. It's a celebration of life, of all life, of our life, of everyone's life. And if people don't want to comprehend that, that's entirely up to yourself. That's your belief. But this is my belief, and I have many beliefs, because I'm not going to knock someone else's belief. That's what this is like. It's supposed to be a time where you just come together. I heard someone say about our school, the school's not having Christmas concerts anymore because these foreigners and people coming in. Freak off with that. Seriously. It's not the people. It's the school boards. It's not, the people didn't just start coming now. They've been coming all throughout. Who are you to say this is your country? You might live here, but it's everybody's. Everybody's country is everybody's. And people may say, no, it's not. Well, yeah, it is. Because the world is the land of the free. Canada is supposed to be the land of the free. And you're telling people are saying, well, they're coming in here and they're doing this. No. It's a system that's doing it. Because what we should be doing is coming together and in unity and understanding each other's traditions. Because it really ticks me off, because it's about the imagination. Santa Claus. It's a spot in your brain. The Christus energy to bring it forward. The enlightenment. Having understanding for somebody else's celebration. Why? Okay. In my opinion, if a school should be celebrating for everyone, including everyone. And when they don't include everyone, what you get is this fighting. And when that happens, it's you who's being ignorant. If you're not open to it and understanding that everyone deserves to be celebrated, really shake your head. It's not about going and getting a present. It's not about going in the stores and having people run over your heels and grabbing things out of your hand because it's the last thing on the shelf. That is commercialism. And commercialism is what has caused a lot of turmoil in the actual season. And today, when this person said about me saying about God and then saying about Christianity, I told them I'm not about the religions. I want to know about all of them and understand them and see where they're coming from, the different cultures. Because you may not want to believe it, but you were once part of that culture, whether it was in this now lifetime or in a different now lifetime. You have dreams. Your dreams are different aspects of yourself, things that you've been experiencing on this plane or another plane or what have you. And like, this is all the stuff that was being told. The unification, bringing everyone together and setting differences aside. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. It doesn't matter what your sexual gender is. You're born one or the other. You may feel like you may feel like you're someone else, and I totally understand that. Because we go through the changes, and right now we're all going through a lot of changes, and it gets really confusing. And when you're sitting around and you're bickering and you're fighting and you're saying about this religion, or this culture, that culture, this belief, that belief, this celebration, let people celebrate the way they celebrate. In schools, they should be bringing it all together so that they all can learn about each other's celebrations instead of dividing everybody. But see, some people don't see that. And that's because you're not actually getting the true significance of the holidays. No matter what you celebrate or how you celebrate it. Some don't even celebrate it. And that's entirely up to themselves. And it's entirely up to everyone else's selves of how they do it. But you can't say that something is happening because other people have been coming into your country and pointing fingers and blaming them. Screw off with that. Seriously, screw off with that. It's not God who's picking and choosing. It's you. That's why the season is so stressed now for a lot of people. That's why people aren't wanting to celebrate anything anymore. Because the fun was taken out of it all by commercialism. You have to be with it like, holy crap. Like, I guess you could say I'm just irritated with it all, and that's my feelings, and I'm entitled to my feelings like everybody else is entitled to theirs. But that's when you need to step back and have a gander at your shadows. Ask yourself, why am I being so ignorant? Why am I being so prejudiced? Why am I being so racist? Seriously. Like, I'm going to say, why do you think your religion is more important than somebody else's? We all come from different parts. Okay. And we may believe in one thing or another, and that's okay because we're allowed. But the only way that there's going to be unity and the trueness of peace, first you got to find it in here. And you got to stop judging and pointing fingers because, when you point, here, whoa, shit, you got 3 pointing back at you. I've been doing a lot of going within, a lot of shadow work, a lot of soul searching. To find out what it is that I'm truly searching for. I'm searching for the oneness. I'm searching for myself. I'm searching to get a better understanding of where everybody else is coming from. But we don't want to do it. Some don't want to do that. They just want to say they're trying to take this out. They're trying to take that out. You're doing it yourself. whether people want to believe that or not, because you're putting yourself into that confined little box bubble instead of being opened to other possibilities. I didn't learn this from a book. I didn't learn this languages from going to a class or hearing other people speak it. God gave me the gift as God gives everyone else gifts. And when you close yourself off and you keep yourself ignorant, you don't find them. They don't come forward. People get irritated with me, and I don't care anymore. I really don't give two shits anymore. Because it's like you gotta suppress yourself because we don't accept it. Fuck you. And that little horse you rode in on makes you a pompous ass. And I'm not calling people names. I'm saying what it makes you. It's about the kids. We're supposed to be setting an example for our children. And all we're doing is screwing them up with all this bullshit. But nobody wants to take blame. They're just too busy. Nope, you came into my country and you did this. No. When are you going to see the bigger picture? When this happened, I just wanted to tell them, go fuck yourself. Like, you're a freaking ignorant asshole when you do that. And that's my opinion. For years, I tried to figure out who I was, what I wanted to be, where I was going in life, what my purpose was. And I know what it is now. And it's to learn about everybody, to understand where everybody is coming from, to understand their beliefs. It's about listening. It's about the experiences. We grow up and we're told, no, you gotta believe this, you gotta believe that. Because it keeps us divided. And that's why people get so frustrated. That's why there's people who take their lives at Christmas time, because there's so much damn pressure of how everything is supposed to be expected. People getting irritated. Why are you getting irritated? It all should be integrated. As a celebration of life. Whether it's said to be a Messiah or a Savior or what have you. Because for somebody to have to be on the run and worry about whether somebody was going to kill them. If this is what it is, why are we not celebrating together? Learning. It's because as long as we're divided, then it's control. It keeps you going out and buying things. It's like, I'm going to say it, the movie The Grinch. They said he was a Grinch who stole Christmas. No, the Grinch is the Grinch. It should be the Grinch who saved Christmas. Because he didn't steal anything. He just took crap away. But then when everybody understood what the true meaning of Christmas was, that's when the gifts were given back to them. And they all come together and had a big feast. But see, everybody only, with that story, all you see is, oh, well, they're the Grinch. They steal Christmas. No. Did you really get the moral? The moral was that the Grinch's heart grew and opened up and expanded. This year This year, like I usually, like, I was in the giving spirit. And thought went into what I gave people, what I've picked out for people. Whereas a lot of the time, we just go into a store and we just grab something off a shelf. Well, they might like it. It's like the movie The Grinch, buying all this stuff and it just all goes in, it goes in the garbage because nobody wants to say, well, whatever. Give me money. Give me money. Do you ever know, gimme, gimme never gets, don't you know your manners yet? If I'm coming off as a bitch or what have you, I don't care. I'm just speaking I'm speaking my truth, how I see things, how I feel. And if I want to talk about God, I will talk about God. I will talk about it until I'm blue in the face. I will go to a store. I will go to a mall. If I want to go to church, I'll go to church. And right now, I just want to go to different churches, not because of one religion or another, but just to experience how other people believe, what other people's belief systems are. It's like, I go on this group, Schumann Resonance. It's about the energies from the Schumann Resonance. And they had this one on there about some kind of water drink, liquid death or something like that. And they're saying about all this stuff. It's like, well, don't drink it. It's like a bunch of kids in a playground fighting over the stupidest, frivolous little things. Do you not realize that everybody's saying about the Matrix and they're just keeping you drawn in? But these people are saying, oh, I don't do that. I don't do that. Bull crap. You're just as much as the person who is saying about what like you. Am I scolding? Oh, maybe. We're supposed to be teaching our children about life, but instead we're teaching them, oh, well, like you hear people and they're talking about someone, but they'll say they'll say their color or their culture or their ethnic background to refer to a person. Why? What does it matter? The person's appearance or culture or what have you. What does that really matter? Why can't you just say this person down the road? Why do you have to categorize them? Yes, we have a different color and what have you. Be proud of who you are. But the person's color in that doesn't matter of what they done, because somebody of a different color or ethnic background could do the same thing. Do you say, like, if you're a white person, do you say that white lady down the road? Or do you just say that lady down the road? Or the lady down in that house? Or the man down in that house? Seriously. We talk about Yeshua, Jesus. He didn't. But we keep saying that he did. But see, where I'm still looking for a part in the Bible where it's all Yeshua saying stuff and not just a third party or a second party or what have you. I'm talking where it actually, like, they might have seen something, but somebody else might have seen something else. I put on a thing today about healing. People can't heal someone when you go for healing, energy healing, crystal healing, what have you. The person, they can offer their help, their energy, their healing energy. But unless you're willing to accept it, it's only good. It only really helps if you're willing to receive and accept it. It's like messages. Messages can be put out there, but it's all in how you yourself interpret it. What does that message mean to you? And that's like this time of year. What message did you get from it? Oh, my legs asleep. What message did you get from it? Because in all honesty, when people are saying to me about this religion or that religion, it's like, screw off. It's not about taking this religion out or getting rid of that religion or this religion or that. It's doing it to everyone. Because by you doing that, you're doing it to someone else. So how are you any better? Seriously, how are you any better? But we like to think we are because we think we're right on it. But it's about receiving the right message, what the message actually was. Finding yourself, your higher being. Finding the love. Finding love for yourself, but finding the love and compassion and understanding for other people and their beliefs. Instead of thinking that your belief is the only one that's right. Am I mocking you? No. I'm just saying, like, this is the way that things are. We're thinking that it's like somebody got irritated with me thinking that, oh, well, you think you're right. Like, you're right. No. I'm saying what I see and what I perceive. But maybe I'm seeing something that somebody else isn't seeing. Or they're seeing something that I'm not seeing. And you notice, like, when you're separated, you can't collaborate. You can't talk. You're unable to talk about it. Because you know what? You could end up finding out that you're saying the same thing. only wording it differently, or seeing it from a different angle, but or a different timeline aspect, a different realm aspect. Because when I died back in 2019, this is how this all came about. When I died back in 2019, later I had the visions of what I seen. And what I seen was, it was like I was looking up at a sky, at a bright, bright blue sky. And in that bright, bright blue sky, there were many blue earth planets as far as the eye could see. That's each parallel. We're expanding. Wherever you put your thoughts, that's what happens. And people don't want to believe that, but you know, do you ever wonder why, like, you're thinking something and all of a sudden it happens? Or you think the worst case scenario and the worst case scenario happens instead of thinking or seeing the best case scenario? It's true. We create our own chaos, whether we realize it or not, or want to believe it. And we can also create our unity. We can create our peace, as we're all looking for. Or some say, I want peace. I want peace. Well, if you want peace, then why don't you find it within yourself first? Because that's where you're going to find it first off. Because people don't want to believe it, but like Yeshua had to spend time with himself. You know how, like, he would disappear? He was a severe empath. He was experiencing everyone's anger, pain, frustration. It's like roller coaster. You know, they say like Jesus was Son of God. Okay, you're saying Jesus was Son of God, and you're saying that Jesus was God, but you're saying Jesus was Son of God. I just heard Son of Mary. So if Jesus was Son of Mary, Mary was the mother, Mary got pregnant with no help because she was said to be a virgin. We're not originally, like, we're from all over the universe. And that's why there's different belief systems. And it's all intertwined together, but we're not seeing that bigger picture. We're seeing chaos, we're seeing anger, we're seeing frustration, but that's only because we're creating it ourselves. We're not allowing ourselves to see the other person's perspective, or understanding where that person came from. And the holiday season is supposed to be a celebration for everyone, whether you like actually celebrate it. Like, some people don't even they don't celebrate nothing. But life is something to be celebrated. And this time of the year is where everyone should be accepting of everyone's beliefs. Whether you believe it or not, that person does. Doesn't make your religion right or wrong. or your beliefs right or wrong. And it doesn't make theirs right or wrong. It makes it right to you. So when I got that message today, it was like, it really, I'll read it, because it really irritated me. Because, like I said, we're making our own chaos. Like, yeah, there is a lot of darkness and evil in the world right now. It's not like it hasn't been there. We're blinded to it, and now we're seeing it, but we're escalating it because we're giving it that attention. People don't want to believe it, but we are allowing it to happen because we are involving ourselves by getting angry with one another. We're allowing it to do that to us. And it's like this time of year. Weekends, I don't want to be anywhere near a store. I go like in the morning or when I know nobody's there, because they really, it really irritates me. And it's, some people may like whatever, but that's, like I said, that's up to you. Okay, so this person, it was a reply that I put. I'll read the message that I wrote, but it got declined. It was like, do none of you realize that this is just another distraction tactic to keep everybody disputing with each other? This is over that drink. Whether it's good or bad for you, if somebody wants to drink it, that's their choice. Drink it or don't drink it. Everyone's bickering over the stupidest ass, smallest little things. That's my opinion. That's the devil's work, okay? Keeping us going back and forth. And it's how you perceive it. Be concerned with what you drink, what you put in your body, not what other people put in theirs. It's the same as your beliefs. I'm pretty sure there are some of you on here that are full of crap that say you don't do this stuff, but you do. Everyone slips up. Everyone has their own things that they're dealing with. I thought this was about the Schumann resonance. This is just a bunch of foolishness. Kids bickering on a playground about who drinks what and who says what. Focus on the bigger picture, not what the Matrix is putting in front of you and putting in front of your face. Focus on love, peace, compassion, understanding, opposed to pointing fingers, shaming, ridiculing. No one's perfect, and everybody awakens in their own time and in their own way. In all honesty, I don't care if you like what I have to say. If you don't like it, it's only because it's true. And that's when we don't like something, when deep down we feel it's not true, so it agitates our shadows, it agitates our limited beliefs. You all talk about God and everything like that. Well, God's not the one that really judges. It's people. God don't care what you eat or drink. I hear people on here like, no, we shouldn't, like, I'm getting away from eating animals or what have you. But it's, like I said, everybody comes from different places. Everybody has their own things of what they do. And they all come in at their own time. I hear people on here saying that you have the power to transmute energy, and you do. It's like transmuting all of this, the anger, the hate. You have the power to transmute all this stuff, but instead we choose to bicker over it and think we're better than everyone else. Well, this proves that we're no better than the others. Find your inner peace and love, and have compassion and understanding for the ones that aren't awake yet, that are still hooked into the matrix. Block me, do whatever you want. I don't care. This is what's wrong with the world. Everybody's too busy pointing fingers at each other instead of looking at themselves and thinking that they're all perfect. Well, you're not. No one is. We're all still learning our lessons. Right now, there's still a lot to learn, and a lot of people have not gotten the real message yet. But they will on their own time and in their own way. Spread love and peace, not hate and judgment. And this is where I wrote about God. God is love. Love is God. Love is the infinite energy. And God does not pick and choose. God accepts everyone, the good and the bad. Well, that's your belief. I would hazard to say that some still need to do some shadow work. That's where it is. When we're still doing these things to cause harm to other people. It's aspects of ourselves, and we don't want to believe that. I didn't want to believe it until I started realizing, whoa, wait a minute. When you let go of judgment, then you truly find God. This person wrote, you mentioned God. That's the quickest way to get your post declined, ever. They're killing Christianity or trying to. No. Each religion is trying to do it to each other. It's not one or the other. And that's the point that people are not getting. And I wrote, have you ever watched... I asked them if they ever watched any of my videos. And I said, LOL, let them try censoring me. I talk about a bunch of different things. God, to me, has nothing to do with any type of religion. And I told them, you should see me in public because I go to stores and I am me. I allow spirit to come through me. I speak many different languages now, but not because I went to school, okay? But that, to me, it was like, don't do that. You're the one doing it. You're the one causing the separation and the division. Seriously, you're saying all this stuff about the matrix and stuff. Why are you playing into it? Why are you participating? Why are you being a part of that? It's not just Christianity that they're trying to destroy. I'm going to say it. Because when you actually look at it all, and you actually look at it, and see it, every side, every story, it's all saying the same thing. Only we're interpreting it differently. And we're dividing into different religions. But this is what Yeshua was here to do. And all the other ones before him, we just remember him. We just focus on him. But there were many others that were doing stuff. And then we use this name, this person's name, to justify our ignorances. I will hear any religion I want. I will celebrate whatever traditions I want. And like I said, it's about learning and celebrating everybody. But people don't want to do that. because they got to be right. It's part of the matrix. It's part of the system. All I want for Christmas is to see families uniting, coming together, settling their differences, putting aside their limited beliefs, being open to others. And the part of like when I asked somebody to make something for me and they told me that because it had to do with crystals and because how I felt about it, the healing aspect of it and what have you, they told me they don't want to do it because it's against the religion. And that's up to them. But it leaves me really confused. Because we're actually limiting ourselves. We're keeping ourselves from seeing the true nature of stuff, the true messages. We want a psychic to tell us, what's my future? What's my future? Instead of asking people what your future is or whether your boyfriend's going to come back to you, why don't you just move forward and allow it to happen the way it's meant to happen, the way it's going to happen? Because you ever know that if you know what's going to happen next, you could actually screw it up. You could make it better, but you could actually make it worse because it's only in that now aspect of what you're perceiving. And it can be what you want. But you're your own psychic. I'm not saying don't go talk to a psychic or what have you, because that's entirely up to yourself. But I'm saying, they say about the prophecies. Did you know that we are our own self-fulfilling prophecies? Every time we make a decision, we are creating our own prophecy. Tikiatoy. Whoa. I was actually in the mall in a store yesterday, and I was talking to this woman, and I had a big time epiphany in my body, just like, woohoo. But I also felt other energies coming in, other psychic attacks, energy attacks coming in at me. Because the other energies don't want you talking about this stuff. And when that happened to me, like this person I was talking to actually felt it at the same time when it was like, whoa, they were like, oh, I'm feeling that. Like, what's going on? It's like, yeah. And I told them it's because they want to shut you down. We should be able to be free to express ourselves in our celebrations. In the past few years, because somebody in my life that just, they were so negative on this time of year and everything like that, I felt really down and I felt alone. But this year, it's like, hey, screw you. Because you want to live in self-pity and you don't want to feel anything, or you just want to be a grumpy old man or a grumpy old woman, and I know it's because they see what happens, but it's actually opening your mind and expanding instead of being so limited and so discriminating and saying that, oh, well, these people, you're coming into my country, you just got to get over it and you got to live with my tradition. Well, maybe you should live with theirs. We go to their countries and live. Do they expect us to do that there? No, that goes to show that America, we're fucking ignorant. Dice todo yaşa. Just so you know, I got a lot of, I have a lot of the ancestors, the spiritual aspect, the spirit aspect coming forward right now, because the different aspects of it, they're irritated with us. Because our history is all wrong. We were unified. We were connected. I watched one series. Oh, sorry. I watched Loki. Because that actually talks about the timelines. But the other series I watch is Once Upon a Time, and that's about the mystical. They had their savior, but they find out there's other saviors, and everybody can be a savior. Everyone is chosen. It's whether or not you accept the call. Whether you accept to be one of the people. Because it's not just one person. One person may be enlightened more than the rest, or on a higher level and have it mastered. But instead, we're too busy going on our Facebooks and our social media and going like this. Oh, look at them fighting. I'm going to pick sides. Do you know what you're picking? Or are you just going with the masses? Are you hypnotized? Because that's what happens. You go with the majority. But it doesn't mean that the majority is right. Why not be your own person? Why not think for yourself, instead of allowing these things? Because they're not even the real technology. Because you're your own technology, and there are advanced stuff out there. And I'm not talking AI. I'm talking our true nature. Look into the ancient civilizations. The things that they built that they cannot build today. How is that? They said and we're supposed to be modern? They said that's the message. But we're not getting it. Because we're too busy looking for the answers elsewhere. We're too busy looking to somebody else. Instead of using your own intuition, your own clairvoyance, your own intuitive nature to know what's right and what's not. If you're shaking your head, and it's like, because one person says it doesn't make it right. The same as I'm saying here. Like, go look into it. Because you see these big stones and they say people lift up. Do you ever wonder how? Hercules, they said levitation, energy, frequency, vibration, sound. When you have music playing, what happens to your body? You start moving, right? You get energetic. Woohoo, woohoo, let's boogie. That's not a coincidence. Yeshua was using energy. And he was teaching others. Thought, mind. It's like a placebo effect. The different aspects. We point fingers at people and say, oh, well, that's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. And I'm going to say it again. Was Yeshua using witchcraft? Huh? Because Yeshua was taught stuff. He went to different schools to learn different things. Think of Nikola Tesla. But some people don't want to believe that because, oh no, Thomas Edison did that, or whoever in the hell his name is. And that's why we have these light poles with a bunch of friggin' wires going through it that got a whole bunch of buzzing sounds that keeps you sick. But people don't believe that you can pull energy in the ionosphere. Yeah, you can. Druids. They're saying about these different entities, beings, what have you. We're at war with each other. We're at war with ourselves. Do I believe in extraterrestrials? Do I believe in UFOs? Yes. And I know that they have unidentified that has already been made. But I know that there's more advanced. And we're the advanced. And I'm not talking about getting a microchip put in your head. Or a microchip put in your body to make your body move. Because this stuff, this is old. It's already been. And do I believe that? Yes, I do. I believe it to my core. I believe it in here. Because I've experienced and I've seen things that you can't explain, and it's not a psychosis, it's not a schizophrenia. It's the heart, it's the soul, it's the spirit. And this is what this time of year is about. And about imagination, using your mind, using your entirety of you. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean someone else didn't, or that it don't exist. Because I'm going to tell you, I'll show you something. See that light up there? Oh, hell. Okay? Those lights there. Okay? The strange thing is, I had a couple of dreams, and it was really strange because I seen Santa Claus like zoom. And I'm an adult. And it wasn't from watching no movie. And then there was another night that I had the vision memory that I was out somewhere, and I know it was just around tracks, train tracks. And this thing come, and I'm looking, and it's a Santa in a sleigh going up into the northern lights, exactly like what my ceiling looks like. And when I look at it, it's like, oh my gosh. And it wasn't from this, because of this light. I have many different visions, like mutated animals that I've never seen in my life. It's like they say, oh, well, that's you made that in your imagination. Where do you think imagination comes from? It's something that you've seen. Your mind doesn't create something unless you've already seen it. And then it's not creating, it's already there. It's already there. It's like a memory. And right now, we may live in modern times, but it's exactly like years before this. It's like we're in the past, living in what appears to be modern world. But do you ever look around the world? The way people dress, their homes and what have you. Why do we have why are there like starving countries? It's because of greed and ignorance. Because we're not seeing the bigger picture of it all. It's not about looking through this little hole. All I see is like just this little round circle, or I'm just in this little box. Come outside the box, because you're very expansive inside here, and this is where you are. And if you don't understand me, well, that's okay. Because as I've said many other times, it's not about understanding what I'm saying. It's the feeling and the energy that's behind it. Heal here. And that's part of the shadows. Looking at the stuff that you don't want to look at. Looking at your pain. Seeing it. And taking that pain from deep down here and saying, hey, you're gonna come out. It's like a tapeworm. Put the meat in front of it and watch it come out. So when it comes to, I'm not. Should there be fighting? No. Especially in the time that we're supposed to be in. And then it makes you wonder, are we being lied to about that too? But you can come out of it. You can come out of the ruts that you perceive yourself to be in. But you're only in that because of the limited beliefs that you leave yourself. If I lose family and friends because of who I am, then I guess you were never my family or my friends to begin with. Because family and friends accept each other. Even if they don't have limited beliefs, if their mind is just like, because our kids are that way when they're little, and we suppress them. I know a young man that people don't believe it. Our kids are actually telepathic, and that's why they're so aware of things. And we take this imagination from them. And we tell them, grow up. Why don't you try being a kid again? Experience again what it's like to be a kid. Go jump in a water puddle. Go sit in a water puddle. Go make mud cookies. But instead, we're all put in cubicles because we're told, well, you got to pay your bills. You got to pay your bills. And they say, well, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. Oh, you think you're going to change things? Yeah. And it starts off by changing things for myself first, and then showing others that it's possible. But if you keep thinking like that, then you're going to stay stuck yourself. Because if you think nothing can change, then why do you think that you can? It comes from us and our way of thinking, our way of perceiving things, our way of keeping our mind closed and listening to others. It says, no, you can't believe that way. No. You believe that way. You're psychotic. You believe that way. You got a mental health issue. You're bipolar. You're schizophrenia. When that happens, it's because everything has been so suppressed. And you're seeing the darker sides. And somebody's telling you, I know of somebody else that I was like sitting, like staying at the home with them while somebody went away. And they told me about stuff that they were experiencing. They could see it, but nobody else could. It was because they were seeing on a different parallel, on a different timeline, what have you. But because we're put in systems and we're taught this way, it's a program. No, study it. You got to put this in your head. You got to put it in your head so it clutters your brain so that you can't think for yourself. For your mind. Open your heart and let it expand and be open to others, what others have to say. Not just what you have to say and think that you're always right or that your way is the only way. There are many different ways. And there are many different possibilities. If I came off hard, I guess that's what spirits wanted me to bring forward. We're here healing, removing the pain and suffering from not only ourselves, but our ancestors, that it continued through us. Breaking the chains. I say it's breaking the sire, and someone said, "Do you know what sire is?" Yeah, it's father. Breaking the sire, the father of the pain. The father of the pain of what you experience as a whole. Diciendo todo eso, ese como que todo yata. Diciendo, deixa lá ver só tai. E que be grashkara sakai. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave you all there. Like I said, it's all in the way that I speak different forms of light language, and I've been told that I've spoken Hebrew, Aramaic, Portuguese, German, Ukraine, Celtic, just different languages. It's spirit coming through. And it's assigning, and I clear energies and what have you. It's the enlightenment. It's what spirit brings forth through me to bring forward to all of you. Okay, so I'm going to close off by reading a card. And if you want a rainbow, you have to put up with some rain. So it's like right now, like if you want to move forward, then I guess we have to put up with people telling us we're crazy when we're not. It's like, do you know how many times I just wanted to go, oh my gosh, and pull my hair out? Because when it all started, I thought, oh my gosh, like you're a loony, you really got to go to the hospital. And like I said before, in a year, I was in the hospital 3 times, and they sent me home, and they wrote down that I am unexplained. And this is not the first time that they couldn't give a medical term. Because back in 99, they told me they knew nothing about the spiritual. And I was looking for a medical opinion, but they told me they couldn't give me one. Because most things are actually on a spiritual level. So, with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing, ready to receive and accept. And as I said, I can put the energy, I can put it out there, and it's up to you whether or not you want to accept it and receive it. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self, not who somebody says you have to be. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And know how much strength and powerful you truly are. Hope you all had a great weekend and that you have an awesome Monday.